What's up, guys? With James with This Week in Airsoft, and as usual, I'm going to repeat the same thing I always repeat. Back again, this time with someone, really cool guy, Keith Buck from the UK. What's going on, Keith?
Ah, I'm going great. I'm just getting ready for my first ever MilSim event.
That's right. That's right. Keith is a longtime listener to the show, and we were supposed to get connected with him previously, and it didn't work out for some reason. So luckily we caught him now, and he's going to his first MilSim Op with Sterling MilSim or Sterling Airsoft.
Sterling Airsoft.
Sterling Airsoft, and we've showed you guys videos of from their ops before, and I'll definitely enter in all their information so you guys can check it out if you want, if you're in the UK or if you're just a US guy and you want to check out see what it's all about. But really exciting to have you on, man. Tell us a little bit about you and how long you've been playing airsoft, that kind of stuff.
Well, I've been playing Airsoft for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
I started out just as most people do. I went to my local fields just to have a try. I loved it. Went back, ended up getting my Yukara so I could get my own gun. It's not actually that difficult to get your Yukara here in the UK.
That is now. What is that you're talking about?
Well, what happened was the British government introduced legislation that restricted the ownership of realistic imitation firearms. And what they did was you couldn't own it unless you have, and I quote, a valid legal defense, unquote. They didn't define it. So the airsoft industry here in the UK got together and created the Airsoft Retailers Association. The UK Airsoft Retailers Association, which includes a player database. So once you've done 3 games over 2 months, you qualify for your Yukara. And once you've got your number, which is completely free to get, you're on the database and you can buy airsoft guns without them having to be either translucent or 51% painted a bright colour.
Oh, see, that's genius. That's why I love the UK. You probably see all this trouble we're getting into in the US with the whole all the legal stuff, and that's because in the US, we're all a lot of us are gun nuts, and we don't want any registration. Like, registration's the devil, so we would never go for something like that. But it's what you guys do over there is a great kind of workaround, a great cheat to get what you want out of the system.
The government has nothing to do with the Yukara. It's entirely run by the airsoft retail industry and the various airsoft fields and sites.
That's good.
So it's a one-sheet form. You just have to get it stamped by the sites for 3 different games. Nice. And then you send the form off to one of the big retailers, and they register you on the database.
Nice.
Once you've got the number, you can buy from a UK retailer, or you could buy from Evike, or you could buy from Red Wolf out in Hong Kong. And you have to provide even the foreign retailers with the Yukara number,
right?
So that you can legally import the realistic imitation firearm. But that's all there is to it.
Nice, that's excellent. We're gonna have you on to talk about that in detail, because that's something that maybe we need to try here in the U.S. I know we all don't want to do that, but I think would be a kind of great thing to kind of get us out of all the trouble we're in. But tell us about what kind of airsoft gun you have. Are you using an L85?
No, I'm not.
Ah, okay.
I'm using a Magpul PTS Masada.
Nice. Okay, cool. Very cool. All right.
And I was so grateful to see the footage from SHOT Show that they're bringing out, the PTS Syndicate are bringing out the gas blowback, which is going to be completely compatible as far as stocks and foregrips are concerned. Because at the beginning of the year, my first game this year, I slipped on ice. I went one way, my gun went the other, and when I looked up, it was in 3 pieces.
Oh.
The red dot had popped off. It was perfectly fine, apart from a couple of scratches. But the folding stock, in fact, hold on a second. As you can see, I've been scavenging it for spare parts. You see the hinge?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow.
Sheared completely in two, and the little latch that's supposed to hold it in place, that's gone somewhere.
Oh, geez, how did that? That's crazy.
Fortunately, the gun's front wired, and it
Right.
was other than this and a couple of small dings on the bottom of the pistol grip, fine. And I have managed to source a replacement.
Can you use a? Can you still put a sling on it? Can you run it like that without that back stock, or is the sling mounts all in the back?
You can see here, there's two little screw mount holes there.
Right.
That's where the rear sling mount attaches.
Okay.
In fact, I can show you that on the fixed stock.
Oh, and you were able to put a fixed stock on it. Okay.
It came with a fixed stock.
Okay. All right. Cool.
But you can see the difference there.
Right.
I've got the extended single point sling loop.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, at least it worked out. That's good.
Yeah, it was just kind of right at the beginning of the day. I was like, ah!
All right, cool. Well,
other than that, my sidearm is a TWiA F226 Mark 25.
Okay.
Hand frame.
Nice. Very cool.
I think it's got an awesome kick because it's full metal.
Yeah, Wii's are great, man. Wii's are absolutely great. Love those guns.
The only problem is it doesn't like cold weather.
No, it doesn't. No, those the gas blowbacks just do not like cold weather, and I bet in the UK, yeah, that's a real problem. Because
yeah,
I think it's summer for 3 days in the UK. It feels like.
We bitch and moan more than it really needs, but it's the national hobby.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, so tell us a little about Stirling and what made you choose Stirling.
Well, when I decided to actually go for pull the trigger and actually go for my first MilSim event, I started asking questions on a Facebook group, MilSim Airsoft Central, and I was advised by guys on there that one of the best ways you could dip your toe in the water would be a Stirling Airsoft event at Catterick, which is the biggest army base in the UK. The reason being that you turn up on a Friday evening to get all the admin stuff and the chrono out of the way. Then you get your mission brief Saturday morning. 10 o'clock to 11-ish Saturday morning, the game starts. Runs right the way through till about 11 at night. Then you get a break overnight, and you get another 4.5, maybe 5 hours on the Sunday. And I went and looked at Stirling's website and looked at the price. And it was £85 for the event.
Wow, that's great.
Plus £5 to actually be able to sleep in barracks.
That's great.
Now all you get is a bed with a mattress. So you got to provide a sleeping bag, but £90 total?
No, yeah, that's cool. £90, that's about $130 US, $120 US. So
130, 140, something.
Yeah,
like
yeah. So
that.
that's not bad. I mean, John Liu game, if it's your first time, costs you $200. So that's really good, actually. That's a great price to get play on that mount site. And if you for guys who aren't familiar, I'll show a video from some of Stirling's other stuff. But if it's the place I think it is, it's a kind of like it's an old kind of village, right?
The specific site is called Winnie Hill Fibra at Catterick.
Okay.
And it's along the lines of what's called in the US a mount site. It's a village. From the footage I've seen, it looks like a typical English village. Only obviously there's no glass in any of the windows.
Right.
Multi-story buildings you've got access to. There's a T-34 tank parked behind a hedge, quietly rusting away. Various ruined buildings. I mean, they do warn that some of the buildings may be marked as off limits because of various requirements of what the army need, but it looks like it'd be a hell of a lot of fun.
Right, right.
And I've always been kind of drawn to MilSim, partly because my local airsoft site, Phoenix Airsoft, occasionally run light MilSim weekends where you might have ammo restrictions. Like, you're limited to having 2 high caps. I don't own a high cap, so I've got mid caps anyway.
That's great.
And I really enjoy the extra thought that has to go into when you pull the trigger with the limited ammo event days. So I figured, why not try a full MilSim? It's more of the same, slightly more involved medic rules than you get at a general skirmish site. I mean, at most sites around here, the medic rules would be one of your team lays hands and gives a 15 count or a 20 count, and you're back in the game. At Stirling, each, I think it's 8-man squad, gets 1 medic who has 8 tags. When those tags are used up, the squad has to go back to a regen to get for the medic to collect the tags back to bring the whole squad back into game.
Ah, so you guys kind of like Redcon, like Black Sheep.
Yeah. Now, from my reading of the rules, that's the way it works. I may be slightly off,
but it keeps you as a squad.
Yeah,
so that's good.
That seems to be the aim of their medic rule, to keep you as a squad so you can act as a unit, and I kind of enjoy that. I mean, going for the general skirmish at various local sites. I'm a member of a team called the 141 the 141 Rangers. Now, we're just friends who go to airsoft sites for general skirmish, but we try and organise to go together so we can get some of the teamwork going. Or as occasionally happens, if the site organisers decide to stick some of us on the other team, we get the smack talk going because we've got the radios.
Right.
And I enjoy working as part of a team. So I'm expecting the event up at Catterick to be more of the same, even though I'm not going to know anyone who's there.
I think you're going to find, I mean, I feel like everybody starts like that, and I think once you go to that big MilSim Op, you're like, holy crap, you know what I mean? It's like, a whole new world opens up to you. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So what are your expectations for your first MilSim Op? Are you nervous? Are you like, am I ready? Do I have enough stuff? Are you doing that like last-minute gear scramble?
Partly, yeah. I mean, tomorrow I have 20 smoke grenades arriving. I ordered 20 because bulk purchase, but I'm getting a bunch of Enola Gay smoke. It's going to be a bit of a saga for me to get there because I don't drive, so I've got to rely on public transport. Which means on Thursday I've got to get 2 buses into Nottingham, then walk to a friend's house to crash overnight. Then I've got to go to the local airsoft retailer to pick up pyro that goes bang. Then I've got to get back in time. Then it's walk to the tram stop, catch the tram to the train station, train to Newark, walk to the other train station in Newark, Newark to Darlington, bus to Catterick.
Yeah.
And then I've got to reverse that.
That is the passion. That's passion right there, man. I like that. That's real passion because I tell you, I wouldn't be doing that. I'm too late.
In total, I think it's probably going to be 7.5, 8 hours of travel each way. If I had a car, Catterick's 2.5 hours up the road.
Right.
So yeah, as with all airsofters, I'm nuts.
Well, that's how it is, man. You know, I think once you start going to these ops, you're gonna meet people and you can commute with them and stuff like that. You know, that's what
Yeah.
that's how it normally is. You know, you always find like one guy who's driving, 15 hours by himself to go to some op in the middle of the U.S. and you can piggyback with him. So that's how it is here.
Well,
So,
on MilSim Airsoft Central, the Facebook page, recently there was a guy, I think he was from the Netherlands, or either the Netherlands or Belgium, asking about MilSim Ops here in the UK because there aren't any where he is.
right.
And he was willing to travel from there, from the continent to the UK to attend the ops. And I say I've been watching like Jet Desert Fox and Spartan 117's MilSim Junkies videos and other videos from the big airsoft ops in the US, and that's partly what's been driving me on to try MilSim. But also, I've been watching ops from Border War, which is a big airsoft event out in the Czech Republic where they get 3,000-4,000 players.
Wow.
And I would love to attend that op if I could.
Border War.
At some point. But I think that sort of op, you would have to travel with a team.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that sort of thing is what's appealing to me. Partly I know where it's coming from because I grew up around the Royal Air Force because my dad was in supply command. So I grew up around the military. So I've always had a fascination for military technology and military history.
Yeah, I think that's how a lot of airsofters are. I know that's how I am. You know, I am the same way. I always find myself like, oh, this new military thing is coming out, and I work for the Army, so I'm always like bringing home this Army Times newspaper. Oh, let me see what the Army's doing now. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I don't look it, but I'm 35. I remember when the RAF finally made the switch over from the old SLR L1A1, which was the British version of the FN FAL, to the SA80 or the L85. And I can remember when they made that switch
Right.
back in the day, and it was weird to start with because I can remember seeing the guys on the gate at the base stood there with the SLR that's almost as tall as they are on the grounded next to them, and then suddenly they're carrying that short bullpup that's on the sling across their chest.
Right.
I would love to get my hands on a WE L85, but I'm kind of not sure. My next big airsoft purchase, I'm not sure whether it's going to be a PKM, a big machine gun,
Right.
the L85, or possibly a grenade launcher and tag shells.
I don't know, man. The tag shells are calling me personally.
Yeah.
The tag shells look like a good time. I was looking at the ICS MGL, and figured get that and get some tag shells for my next op. But we'll see. We'll see.
I was looking more to a standalone single barrel launcher, because then I can buy fewer shells and save a bit of money, because they're not cheap.
No, they're not. I think a 6 is here. 6 costs. I think no, it's a pack of 8. I think it comes in 8 in a pack, right?
Yeah, with
so,
one launcher and like 8 projectiles.
Yeah, so I think it's like $90 to $100 some dollars for
it's about the same in pound sterling here.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you go with the just like the powder ones are a bit cheaper, but nah.
Yeah, no, it's got to be the BBs. Got to be the exploding BB ones, man. Got to. Did you see the video from MilSim West that we put out? It's on our page.
I did, yes.
Yeah, where they launched it like across the field. Yeah, sure. They launched it across the field, and it blew up right on top of the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sold me on tag shells. And a couple guys I've talked to here.
To give you an idea of the sort of pyro maniacs we are here in the UK, That video, which you may want to link up, shows you the various examples of pyro that's available as long as you're over 18 and you have money to pay for them.
All right, guys, I'm gonna link this video for you to see, so you guys can, so everybody can take a look at it.
Yeah, when you see the Mark 9, the consequences of the Mark 9 going off, you may not want to travel to the UK anymore.
Oh my God!
I'll leave it there and let people enjoy the insanity.
I'll have to check it out. All right, man. Well, we're running up on 20 minutes, so I don't want to hold you anymore. But we're gonna have you back to do an AAR on your first op, probably next week after you get back. After you get back and get back in settled, you know, we'll set it up. And guys, we'll follow up with Keith over time just to get the, you know, talk about the airsoft scene in the UK. I'm glad you listened to the show, man. I'm glad you're a fan, and I really appreciate you coming on and spending a little time with us just to talk about, you know, what you're going to do over there, and let us know. Definitely come back and let us know how much fun it was, or if it sucked, you know.
Yeah.
So we can bash Stirling. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So, guys, this is James for This Week in Airsoft, and for our good buddy Keith, thanks a lot, and we're out.